RFP, you don't have to pick any, or you can pick the contractor, and then you're allowed to go and renegotiate with the contractor that you picked to something different, or reduce the job. Add things to the job. You're allowed to do that under an RFP. So thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, for that one. Okay, so that's, anybody else got any old business we want to discuss?
Gene, why don't you go through your trash presentation real quick?
Sure.
So we can just
The resolution that you have in your packets originally had to have a change because the guy, he had a little screw up on talking back and forth. We were able to reduce the cost of the garbage pickup here down from $429.68 a month to $199.34 a month. We're looking at a 50% reduction over a 3-year contract period with them. They've also included 2 free extra pickups anytime during the year that we may need it. So that's the resolution to go ahead and move forward to go with this proposal from Waste Management.
Okay.
Um,
Do we need,
I got a question on what you just said. It said the weekly cost per contract is $144 base price, but you said something about 100 and.
Yeah, the cost is for the 4-yard, which is out there right now, to be done every other week. It's $144 plus the $48.54, which is the fuel and environmental, which comes out to $192.84. They did an administrative charge of $650. They were charging us taxes, so I had told them to take that off of there, but then they slapped this administrative charge on there. So it's $193.34 every month versus the $429. So over a 3-year period, we're looking to save $8,292.24.
I'm sure we can find someplace to spend it.
Don't matter. Is Tony coming tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so we got on old business then? Anybody else got anything else on old business? Okay, so then on new business, we have on the list, resolution to have all the expenses for operating both the Chevrolet Blazer and the Ford Ranger pickup truck as a 50-50 split between fire and general. Oh, I bet brother general. I seen you use it awake. You did, you were awake.
I felt the rumbling. I brought this resolution forward, trustees, because I'm obviously managing the road department as well as general, and I'm going out to help with road projects with my Blazer. So it doesn't, according to the auditors, it doesn't justify itself to be all general. Now on the road department, the pickup truck, that's 60-40 split. With the hiring that you've proposed, you're going to have that vehicle out there with the road 50% of the time instead of 100% code enforcement. So it seems to be totally explainable, as Tracy and I know. What's the word they use? What do they always say?
No, I can't think of it.
In other words, to easily explain to the auditor why you allocate costs the way you do.
Reasonable.
Reasonable customary. Wasn't that the words? It seems like that should be the way we do it, at least for now. It's not permanent. You guys, when you make changes everywhere, you can change these percentages, but at least you're doing a formal vote. That way, it's on record with Tracy and the auditors that that's the way the allocations are, so then Tracy can start allocating costs according to your resolution. And there's no real guessing about why did we take 60% here, the 40, it's in writing. And it makes it makes things clear about where the vehicle is being taken care of.
I'm good with that. You got more? You go here?
I'm good.
With that? Jim, you good
Put it
with
in the meeting.
that? Good with that, though? Yep.
It's a resolution now, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a resolution ready for that one yet, or?
Yeah, there's one, there should be one in the
Pack, okay.
It's gonna be number 37.
Okay. Any other new business, guys?
So,
Oh,
I have, Chief, you don't know when the fire department stopped using air gas, do you? Only Chad knows that.
Yeah, they've been, Nathaniel been working on that.
Okay, well, we got some bills in from January of 2019 up until today. I got a stack of them. They called me today. I just got this today.
Yeah, they've had a real challenge trying to get them to call back originally back in 19 when we started
So
this.
when we didn't pay these bills, whoever they are.
Well,
called me.
we took all their stuff out, there's nothing here, and they're still charging. And we told the guy, and we've talked to the law director about it as well, so we'll have to follow up with them again.
So I did talk to Chad, and he thinks, and Steve, I need you to verify, he thinks these are road department bills.
Some of them, yeah, there is some over there that are air gas bottles, I don't know if those are the runs or not.
So are they active account?
It's under the fire department, but they're not fire department, so they stopped using air gas.
Right.
So I have a stack of bills right here.
Okay.
I just got them.
I'll investigate them. I didn't know about that.
But Chad and I were gonna go over them too. So,
Do you have copies for him?
yeah, yes, we have both have
Okay.
copies. And I wanted to have you a copy so you could look at it.
Yeah. I know they have some acetylene torch bottles at the road garage, so maybe when you changed, they left the account open for the
Their
road department.
prices
kept
are
charging them.
astronomical, and we told them that,
Right.
Township, we're done with them altogether. We went to
So
a
who did you
different
go to?
place.
I can't think of it either.
Yeah, it's too quick.
Well,
I don't remember who it is.
It'll come up later. So that was all on that one. I also wanted to, I guess I could bring it up in the meeting, but we got a few dollars from this CARES Act.
Straight deposit.
Um,
Did they just deposit it blindly into your account?
Yeah, one of them was for Medicare, for the
Right.
EMS stuff. But we still got some paperwork, and I'm still trying
Yeah.
to figure out.
We'll call her tomorrow again and see about
Yeah.
exactly what we gotta do to see if we
Yeah,
can get some
it's
more.
just, I went online and tried to figure it out, and I don't know what to talk about.
I know a little bit. Do you know a little bit? There's two parts to the CARES Act. The first part, when they first passed it, was a direct deposit to all people that are Medicare-based accounts, which
We
is
got
The first one we got.
the new one. Another expansion of the CARES Act now is being discussed by the state senate today. Tomorrow, there's a hearing tomorrow. OTA is representing all townships at that meeting about how they're gonna distribute the second load of money. And how will they distribute it? So we're gonna get another amount of money from the CARES Act. Now, it has to be used by a certain date, or it's gotta go back. That's different than the money you guys know about.
Yeah.
We got that money, and there's no, whether you spend it or not, it is.
I had to verify that we got it too.
Right, but I think you have to have a special account
We
for
also
that
have,
money.
we also have to do paperwork on it too to get the second round.
Right, and
Right.
that's
That's
what
what
I'm
she's having
confused at right now. They
Okay.
send me a link, and I get on there, and I don't know what.
Well, the second distribution is not going to be handled through that system. Now, there may be a second pot that Chief is referring to, but this new pot of money will be handled through the state of Ohio to the counties. And it'll be a whole different application process, or they'll just distribute it based on, like they do possibly the LGF, which is the road miles, how many road miles you have versus every other township in Ohio. How they distribute the LGF funds, they don't know yet.
Isn't
But
that
there's
the
no
municipality-
application by us at all.
Isn't that the municipalities, the five big ones here?
500,000 above.
Yeah, yeah.
That's, we're not eligible for that.
Yeah.
So that might be what you have in terms of what we have to make application for. But we're not eligible for that money. This is a whole different pot of money that I said, like I said, we're waiting on the OTA and the attorneys and the lobby firm to tell us how it's gonna be distributed.
Yeah, they want me to fill out they want me to fill out a 4990,
990,
and that's for 501c, and we're not 501c.
you're
We're tax exempt.
You're tax
but we're not-
exempt, though,
But we're
so
not 501.
I think you're a 50C4. We'll have to find out.
So we
So,
don't submit the Form 990. I have no record to
Right.
that.
so the second pot of money excludes park districts, libraries, and also excludes any community 500,000 and above. So that means that second wave of money, we're gonna get more of. How much was it here?
2,930.
Not much money. Now, on the second wave that, Chief, you don't know about, is we have to spend it or it has to go back. So we're gonna have to get on it pretty quickly and say,
There's
well,
another
then we
one.
already spent.
There's another one here for FEMA with the fire chiefs and the police chiefs and a few others that we gotta try to see.
Okay.
But we don't have the expense like some of the
No.
cities have.
No, but the new part says you can buy future. So we ought to stock up with whatever we can stock up with if we get this money and spend it. We should never let it go back, because it's gonna go back to another state and someone else is gonna enjoy the money. So,
Then we got a few dollars from,
PwC's refund?
that was something else. That wasn't CARES, that wasn't CARES Act. Another one we got like $500 or something, insurance, or Tom.
They sent out a flat 500, you two heard that last night, that, at our township, where I live. It was a $500 flat disbursement to all insureds. So that money is available too. It's the same amount of money as what we did with the Moore grant. But it's not the Moore grant, it's separate. They just felt like they wanted to help out. So that 500 can be spent by the township any way we need to.
So what, a lot of it back is we spend it out on insurance, the percentage that we spend on insurance is what a lot of it back to the accounts.
Okay. We could instead use it to buy stuff for when we open up our
Yeah,
buildings.
for masks and stuff.
Right, so have you allocated it already, or you want to?
I've deposited it, I mean, I can always reallocate it, somebody give me,
Yes, a person.
right?
Yeah, can you hold it until we get our,
Well, I mean, I've already put it in there, it could be changed as long as we do it before the end of the year. And I want it to be done fast, so I don't have to do them all at once,
right?
because it's a pain in the butt,
Well, there's certain things, we're writing a policy right now to what we're gonna do in our buildings, all of our facilities before anyone is allowed to enter. And so we need a little bit of signage, a little bit of buying masks and things like that. We need another thermometer, little things like that.
Well, I'm just
So-
saying, as long as we got something written up and the trustees agree to it,
Mhm.
so I can have it in the record, so when the auditors come in and say, well, what did you do with
Right.
this money?
Okay,
That's all I need to have a paper trail,
sounds good.
and trustees have to approve. And going to the Bureau of Workers' Comp, we got that, I forget what they call it, so I don't have it in front of me, I thought I had it here. We got our 2008 money, but that is part of the CARES Act, sort of. But they gave us all the 2008 money we put in. I can't verify it was all of 2008,
18.
but 18, I'm sorry, 2018. I think it was $31,000. So I allotted that also back to how we spent it out that year. So it's back into the accounts as well. I mean, I can justify that, the auditor come in and say, well, how did you put that back into the account? And I can say, well, the same way we paid it out. So we did get a little bit of money. Hope to help not. Did you want to talk about anything about the move over there? I wanted just to bring up, today they're putting in a sidewalk from the gate that we have to come in and go in the building. They dug up the dirt and everything, so it's moving along. I guess we gotta start thinking about what we need to do for that gate to be more secure. I just know it's a pain in pulling that gate open. They took the lock off of it and everything, so I guess we're gonna talk about what we're
I
gonna
sent
do
an email
about.
to the trustees asking if anybody had experience with gate locks. They've got different options out there, but they're all, you can get the key punch one, you punch the key and then the lock comes undone. If that don't work, we're trying to figure out, so I need help from you trustees about what you want us to do. You gotta think about Tracy having hands full when she's trying to walk in and try to make it easier.
In weather.
And in weather.
Weather.
And so, see, that's why I'm asking you guys to have experience to help us
Yes.
But the sidewalk they dug today, like you said, they're supposed to pour it tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll have a sidewalk up to the patio, and we need to get a lock on there pretty soon.
Okay, we do some, I'll-
Thanks,
I'll-
Mike. I figured you might have more
Yeah.
spares for that.
Anything else, Tracy?
Yes, files and, my office.
Oh, yeah.
My office is the fiscal officer and the file room, and all the files are pushed over in a pile, and we need file cabinets. There's no doubt about it. But we also need to talk about retention records, because possibly we can say, hey, up at the Historical Society and maybe trash those. Not all of them, because some of them aren't gonna be historical, because there's personnel records in there, which we definitely need cabinets. Now, nobody knows we need to get cabinets for
Lock 'em.
those, lock them up.
Lock 'em.
Even though there may be an active personnel file, they
Yeah.
still need to be active, and we don't have any locked cabinets for those. So we definitely need cabinets. My office is locked, thank God now I got
Gene?
locked office.
With so-and-so tearing stuff down, you had tables and stuff, is there any file cabinets in that building you were looking at that?
Well, Nicholas Treatment Center,
Yeah.
if they go to tear that one down, which they're supposed to do, we'll get a first crack at it, we'll get her.
Do you know if there's any file cabinets in there to be had? Can you look? I mean,
Oh, yeah,
is the person looking and let us
I said,
know?
I asked him that earlier. so
Oh, you
he
did?
said, yeah.
Okay.
He said he's gonna check that, but,
You gotta wait till
I
they
need
do
to-
the okay.
the cabinets I have been scrounging from everywhere, all of them don't have locks and keys, so I gotta have definitely at least a couple that have locks and keys.
Well, that's,
Or you can buy replacement locks.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it has a place for it, you just gotta replace the lock, that's doable.
Just to be aware, that's what I need.
What all that stuff we have in our conference room, Steve? Didn't we accumulate things and hit this and
We
that?
didn't have
and
very
thing?
many cabinets at all, we had maybe one, two.
Oh,
three.
okay. I knew we accumulated things, I
Right.
know what it was, okay.
Right now, that new meeting room area,
Yeah, right,
it's full.
that's what I heard.
But it's stuff that we don't need anymore. I think
Yeah,
we've all
that's
done
what I
enough
was
shopping
doing.
out of there.
Yeah.
You've been in there,
I got all
I've
the
been in there.
cabinets I could get out of there.
Well, we
Seemed
need
that
to,
there was a lot more file cabinets in there. Do we burn them all up?
Some of them are modular furniture cabinets, they're not.
yeah, they would.
Yeah,
Sit alone.
they're not worth a darn. And
Well, I mean, I can foresee the need to move over there. If this corona keeps going and we only can put a few people in here, we're gonna need a bigger room so we can have more people.
Right.
We're gonna need to move over there, we need to
To be able to
get,
space everybody out.
As long as he goes past the 10 people in a room.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's
still.
talking about that, but then he's saying 50% of the occupancy. In this case.
10 people in a room, but if the room is a gymnasium.
Yeah.
I mean, is it
He said
10?
right now, he says you're only allowed to have 10 people with.
At any public assembly today. That'll probably change.
Yeah,
Real quick.
That's fine. But then you mentioned 50% of the occupancy of the fire code,
okay,
which really is kind of a fallacy too, because
right.
you can't do that, because if you have carrier tables and stuff like that in here, you gotta watch that too.
Okay.
There's also, you can buy some on that resale sites. The people have them out there pretty cheap. But you gotta have the authorization to be able to go do it. And, if we can get into some figure or something, or like by next meeting or something, you guys can say, well, we'll allocate this much. Tracy and I will go shopping and get what we can. And the other side, Mike, is the stuff we have left over, we can negotiate that as obsolete equipment and maybe find a office furniture company that will buy it all or trade it for cabinets for her. That's my biggest goal. We've got
Yeah.
6 doors, hollow core doors, and then we got the 4 solid ones from Butler. That's worth something to somebody. And then we've got all those corner units and those cubicles that we're not using. But it's all mixed match
What
stuff.
about an add-on Craigslist report? I don't know if we could do
Yeah, I
that.
don't care how we do it,
Yeah,
but I'd like to get that room empty.
yeah, I agree. Okay.
Trustees move to adjourn work session.
Second, we're on the work session at
Hit our max.
6:54.
We hit our max. Have flags here, so you're gonna have to go out for a little bit too.
Do what?
We're only allowed 10 people in the meeting. So Captain Flag's here, so he'll have to go there for a little bit.